Have you ever stopped to consider what it truly means to walk the noble path? Most people settle for the superficiality of life, while true transformation requires a deep dive into the essence of righteousness and wisdom. Buddhism offers a clear, though often overlooked, roadmap, the Eightfold Path to achieve a life of balance and genuine fulfillment. This is not an easy path, but it is one that shapes your true masterpiece. If you're tired of taking detours and want to discover how to live with purpose and clarity, keep reading. The first step in this journey is understanding that life is not just about existing, but living with integrity and purpose. The promises of quick satisfaction and ease are illusory and often lead to a cycle of frustration and disillusionment. The 8 steps you are about to explore are not merely spiritual practices. They are strategies to transform your life into something extraordinary. Ready to challenge your beliefs and commit to a deeper, more meaningful path? Get ready for a guide that is not only inspiring, but challenging. These steps are not just a set of rules, but an invitation to a true inner revolution. Awaken to the possibility of becoming the best version of yourself and discover how each of these steps can rewrite your personal story. The noble path is within your reach, and transformation begins now. 1. Right understanding, breaking the illusion. Right understanding is a deep examination of who you are and who you wish to become. It is not easy to look within and admit that often our actions are not in harmony with what we aspire to become. A person seeking the noble path must be able to look at themselves with the same critical eye with which they analyze the world. There's no point in pretending. If your actions are misaligned with your ideals, it's time to adjust the sails. Life does not tolerate incongruities for long. A practical example. Imagine someone who desires to be a wise leader, but constantly succumbs to anger and impatience. Right understanding requires that this person acknowledge their flaw and work to change their emotional responses. The right path is about finding balance, the middle way, where actions reflect values and ideals. By doing so, you not only build your masterpiece, but also strengthen the character you wish to embody. Breaking the illusion also means abandoning the false security of believing that external knowledge is sufficient. True wisdom comes from understanding where you are failing and correcting course. If your goal is to be a person of righteousness, start by reviewing your words, thoughts, and habits. And when that clarity arises, the next step is to cultivate right thoughts that guide your actions according to who you wish to be. Understand yourself. Every day, analyze your day and question if your attitudes are consistent with the person you want to become. 2. Right thought, correcting negative mental patterns. On the path of noble life according to Buddhism, right thought is one of the fundamental pillars. It requires each person to examine their mental patterns and identify where deviations are taking them away from righteousness. It is not enough to merely wish to follow the right path. It is necessary to purify thoughts of anger, excessive desire, and ill intention. Ask yourself, are your thoughts in harmony with who you want to be? Correcting these distortions is the first step to shaping the masterpiece that is a clear and peaceful mind. Right thought involves replacing harmful mental patterns with those that promote compassion, generosity, and wisdom. If someone is constantly feeding thoughts of self-pity or resentment, they are, without realizing it, strengthening a cycle of suffering. Buddhism teaches us that changing this internal narrative is essential for evolving as a human being. A practical example would be replacing the thought, "No one understands me," with, "How can I better express what I feel?" Small shifts in perspective create significant impacts on the middle way. This process of correcting negative mental patterns is not about masking reality with false optimism. It is about cultivating a mindset of clarity and discernment, which is not swayed by passions or despair. Right thought guides the practitioner to think honestly, coherently, and aligned with the values of noble life. As thoughts become purer, the next step is to align words, as what we say shapes both ourselves and the world around us. 3. Right speech. Watch what you say. On the path of noble life according to Buddhism, words carry immense weight. Speaking with rightness is more than just avoiding lies. It is using language as a tool for peace and truth. Every word spoken is a reflection of what is going on in your mind and heart. That is why right speech teaches us to speak with positive intention, to avoid words that hurt, spread discord, or feed illusions. The question to always ask is, will what I am about to say benefit or harm myself and others? Words have the power to create or destroy. A poorly thought out comment can end years of relationships, while an encouraging word can transform someone's life. Practicing right speech is about committing to choose words with wisdom and compassion, just as an artisan chooses their tools to create a masterpiece. Want a practical example? Instead of criticizing someone for a mistake, consider offering guidance constructively. The impact of your words shapes the path you and those around you follow. Following right speech does not mean remaining silent in the face of injustices or hiding the truth, but rather finding the most effective and fair way to communicate it. Words spoken with clarity, firmness, and empathy are the ones that truly have the power to move the world towards peace and righteousness. By focusing on right speech, the next step is to practice right conduct, where actions align with words and thoughts. 4. Right conduct. Acting without violating values. Following the noble life according to Buddhism involves aligning actions with the values you wish to cultivate. Right conduct is about acting in a way that does no harm to yourself or others, maintaining integrity and respect in all interactions. It's like a mirror reflecting the purest part of us. It's not enough to have correct thoughts and words. The right path demands that actions be in complete harmony with what you think and say. So, do your actions honor what you believe? Right conduct involves conscious choices, avoiding behaviors such as violence, theft, and dishonesty. These actions deviate a person from the middle path and lead to a life of conflict and suffering. Practicing right conduct means choosing day after day the path that respects both yourself and others. A practical example? Avoid excessive consumption, not only of material goods but of negative thoughts and emotions, as each choice reflects your commitment to the right path. Acting without violating values is a continuous exercise in self-control and vigilance. However, this control should not be confused with repression. Rather, it is the freedom to consciously choose what is beneficial and what is not. Just as a river follows its natural course, those who practice right conduct move closer to true peace and harmony. And by acting with righteousness, the next step is to seek a livelihood that also reflects these values. 5. Right livelihood, not harming others. On the path of noble life, right livelihood is one of the most challenging steps. It concerns how we sustain our existence ethically without causing harm to others. The way we choose to make a living should reflect our deepest values. After all, it's pointless to talk about righteousness if our sustenance comes from practices that harm others. If your work or business is built on exploitation, the question you need to ask is, am I truly on the right path? Right livelihood teaches that work should not only be a source of income, but also a means of personal evolution and service to the world. Buddhism guides us to avoid professions that promote suffering, such as those related to violence or deceit. Seeking a right livelihood is like cultivating a garden. It requires sowing with care and removing the weeds that hinder the growth of your masterpiece. Practical examples include choosing professions that promote well-being or serve the community, always maintaining present awareness. This concept also applies to daily choices about how to consume, invest, and financially support. Money can be a powerful tool for transformation or a fuel for destruction, depending on how it is used. Therefore, right livelihood extends beyond profession. It involves all economic and financial behavior. And by establishing a livelihood based on righteousness, the next step is to focus on continuous effort to improve. 6. Right effort. For improvement. Right effort is the continuous commitment to self-transformation and personal development. On the path of noble life, it is not just about performing tasks diligently, but about cultivating an effort that promotes true growth and constant improvement. This step is the bridge between desire and achievement, between potential and manifestation. What are you doing today to become a better version of yourself? The right effort is not just hard work, but intelligent work oriented towards good. Right effort involves constant practice and discipline to overcome internal and external challenges. It's a journey that requires perseverance, where each day one seeks to overcome laziness and bad habits. If you want an example, think of someone who studies tirelessly to achieve a long-term goal, such as learning a new skill or obtaining a degree. This is the type of effort that shapes the true masterpiece of character. Moreover, right effort is not about a frantic race to success, but about maintaining a consistent practice and the willingness to face adversities with courage. It is a continuous work that needs to be renewed daily. Thus, by cultivating the right effort, you advance to the next step, right mindfulness, which involves full awareness and presence in each action. 7. Right mindfulness. Present awareness. Right mindfulness is the practice of living with full awareness and focus on the present moment. On the path of noble life, mindfulness is essential to avoid unnecessary suffering and to remain aligned with the values of righteousness. Being truly present is like having a beacon that illuminates the path, avoiding the detours that arise along the journey. Ask yourself, are you truly attentive to what is happening now, or is your mind lost in daydreams and worries? Cultivating right mindfulness requires constant practice of mindfulness, which can be incorporated into daily activities such as eating, working, and even conversing. It is the ability to observe without judgment, to be aware of one's own emotions and reactions. A practical example is the practice of meditation, where one learns to focus the mind and observe thoughts and feelings without being carried away by them. This strengthens the ability to live with more clarity and purpose. Mindfulness also helps improve the quality of interactions with others. By listening attentively, without distractions, you demonstrate respect and genuine interest. Thus, right mindfulness not only enhances personal experience, but also strengthens relationships. And by enhancing your present awareness, you prepare the ground for the next step. Right concentration, which requires mental stability and focus to sustain the progress achieved. 8. Right concentration, stability and mental focus. Right concentration is the culmination of the previous steps, representing the ability to keep the mind firm and directed towards your goals. On the path of noble life, concentration is not just about fixing attention on a single point, but about developing a stable and resilient mind. It is the mental state that allows you to maintain focus on activities and objectives without getting lost in the distractions of daily life. Ask yourself, how is your ability to maintain concentration in the face of adversity? To cultivate right concentration, it is essential to develop a regular practice that strengthens focus and mental stability. Meditation is a powerful tool in this regard, helping to train the mind to stay present and resist interruptions. For example, dedicating a few minutes daily to meditation, focused on an object or breathing, can help enhance concentration in other areas of life. It is an exercise that reinforces the masterpiece of a disciplined mind. Right concentration also involves adjusting the environment to support focus, such as minimizing distractions and setting clear, achievable goals. By improving mental stability and focus, you not only enhance efficiency and productivity, but also advance in practicing the other steps of the noble path. And with a well-concentrated mind, you are prepared to apply all the principles of noble life more effectively and deeply. As we reflect on the noble path and the 8 steps that sustain it, the crucial question that should echo in our minds is, faced with death, what kind of person do I want to be? The right path, which is also the middle path for Buddhists, is the one that avoids deviations and enhances our true capacities. It not only guides us towards a more balanced and meaningful life, but also helps shape our personal masterpiece. This is the path that leads us to a state of genuine fulfillment, where each step is a building block of our true essence. It is not just about following rules or completing stages. It is about transforming every aspect of our life into something that resonates with our deepest values. The right path is an invitation to look within and identify what our true masterpiece is, the life we live, the way we impact others, and the legacy we leave behind. By adopting these principles and practices, you are preparing for a life of greater purpose and meaning. So ask yourself, am I living in a way that, in the end, I can look back with pride and satisfaction? Every choice you make, every step you take on the right path, is a construction of the person you want to become. Don't put off until tomorrow what can be done today. True transformation starts now, and the noble path is at your disposal. It's time to commit to the journey and create the life you truly want to live.